Okay, I seriously feel like I've been here before, but anyways, let's go anyways.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I don't remember any memos.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring.
Okay, hold on, I'm
It
gonna
had
get
really
a
been
drink.
worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Okay, alright. Got a drink?
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No, what?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Oh.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really.
Oh, God,
I'm not. I realize that investing
I had
your
a-
trust
I
in
had a
someone
thing in my
else can
head.
be
What?
difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley.
What?
Someone you've forgotten about. Please,
Who?
stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Her? I don't...
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Who? Hello?
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Hello?
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven.
Oh, dear?
right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
What? Oh!
Gotcha.
What?
Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife?
What?
Who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Man, I had my hopes up, like I got my heart all warmed up and everything, and you just immediately smashed it, dude. You just immediately smashed it. It's like you take a bunny, right? Right? You got a cute little bunny, and you got it right there, you're paying it everything, and you just sledgehammer it, man. You just sledgehammered it. Like, really, man? Like, really?
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
What? Okay. Where's the keyboard?
Stanley
What?
is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Well, that's depressing.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's
Oh,
pushing
no.
a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work.
No.
One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
What?
But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own
What?
job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
What does that mean?
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice.
But that did
It
happen.
barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Do you have, like, any food?
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he
Well, I
began to
guess that
fill it
answers
with
my
many possible
question.
paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Why do I feel like I've been in those different situations before?
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be
You know, I'm
anything
right
but
here,
an
you know.
observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me.
How am I killing
He won't
myself?
stop.
I'm just standing here.
Watch this.
You're trapping me in
Stanley,
this room.
The next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
There's a keyboard there. I don't know what I'm supposed to... Any files or anything? No? There's no files in here. This is what life is like. I mean, I'm trapped in a room. I'm remembering events that have apparently happened, but I don't feel like I've experienced them. But I feel like I have. It's a weird deja vu thing, I guess. But here I stand looking at this clock. Narrator telling me to press a button that I don't even have a keyboard to. A voice in my head that I don't even remember having. Me just staring at this clock, waiting for something to happen. But, who knows? Maybe my entire life doesn't mean anything. In this situation, I'm just standing here, waiting for something to happen.
You see?
What?
Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
I can hear every single word you're saying.
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again.
Please don't.
And
What?
Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I...
All right, Okay, I've I've been here before. This entire office space.
Stanley
I
had
know
never
how
seen
this
the office
works.
this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much.
I pressed that same
it
computer
was.
last time too. See, this computer is on. Watching that computer is on. This computer. I pressed all these computers before.
When Stanley came to a
No,
set
no,
of
no,
two
no, no, no,
open
no.
books, this was
I
not
went on the
directly to
right.
the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly.
You went on
well.
the left. I went on
Perhaps
the
he wanted
right.
to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yeah, what a
this
beautiful room. It's so
But eager
gorgeous.
to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Yeah, I remember all of this now.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Uh-huh, I've heard that line before.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
Yeah, sure.
There's someone you've
Yeah.
been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Oh, her. Yeah, a
This
person.
is it, Stanley.
Uh-huh.
Your chance to redeem yourself.
Yeah,
To
redeem
put your
myself, to
work
get her back in
aside,
my life.
to
Yeah,
let
whatever you
her
say.
back into your life.
Hey, you don't have to say
She's
that?
been waiting.
Can I
That's
just-
her,
Can
Stanley.
I say that?
Oh, no, you can't. Did you just unplug the phone?
Yeah, I just unplugged the
That
phone.
wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check.
Wait, do you have a script?
No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another.
Uh-huh,
Music
yeah.
comes in, fade to
Yeah,
white.
yeah,
roll
that never
credits.
happened. I remember that
Not picking up
timeline.
the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth
I do
are
have
making
hands, you
meaningful
know.
choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person.
What?
I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation?
What does
well,
that
I
even
won't
mean?
have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making.
Oh,
in the
yeah,
real
yeah,
world.
sure, go ahead.
Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Yeah, where is it?
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years
Really?
helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which
That's
choice
interesting.
would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
What?
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most
Does
medical
that guy have his
professionals
head in an
recommend making at
alligator?
least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Okay, yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
Ah, welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago.
All right,
and see
what is that?
the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Okay, yep, following you. Alright, do I go in here then? Alright.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character
Why would I do
dying
that?
senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
What? How does that work? I end up with fences everywhere. I would want to kill myself anyways. Okay. Alright, so I've been here before, so you're basically... Okay, okay. Alright.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
Yep, the real world. Right? I'm
Now
here.
remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first.
Yep,
I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task.
Yeah.
Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All
Yep.
right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yep, he went to the door on his left.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
This looks all messed up, to be honest. Okay. Alright. Back here. Alright. And anything new with this? No, okay. Fine, I'll go your route. Alright, meeting room.
It's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its
Well, good
impossibility
for
forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do?
Yeah, what do you do, man?
No, I have to. I have to shut the game down.
What?
I have to.
No.
I have to.
You can't do this to me. Oh god, no.
I'm here. I'm still here.
Where
Here in this
am I?
pile of rubbish. With you. You. Who thought you were so clever.
Oh,
Now look where we are.
Thanks.
My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it.
Well, maybe I didn't want
That
to.
thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task.
What?
Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No, I went the one on the right.
No! Why did
What?
you do that? Quickly, hurry. Behave exactly as
Oh my
Stanley
God.
would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I went on the right, though.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first.
Yep.
I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I went the one on my left, apparently. You happy now? There's paintings and everything.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Yep, whatever you say.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's
Yep,
office.
my boss's office. Yep. Yep. What the heck?
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out.
Well, first of all,
Stanley
I
had
can
been
still...
trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Night Shark. Night Shark.
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Night Shark 115. I got it. See, I did it. See, it's not responding.
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you?
No, I can hear every
Please
single word
speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
Well, maybe you should add it, you know, a function where I can speak into the thing. Night
Okay,
Shark.
fine. You're not going to do it, but you know
You
what?
just interrupted me.
It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there.
did.
Why did you come this way?
I did go on the right.
Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward.
Yep.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
What the heck?
Stanley?
That-
Hello?
Is it Stanley?
Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice. I need you to walk through the door.
Oh my God, what happened
Are
to
you
me?
listening to me? Can you hear me?
Well,
Is everything all right?
looks like I'll just be here for an
Stanley, this is
eternity just staring
important.
at this guy.
The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you could ever know. I need this. The story needs it. Son, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
What's he even doing? can't believe this. I've been here before. I've been here for hours.
All of his co-workers were...
Oh,
Wait,
my
no, this isn't the right office, is it?
What?
Is this Stanley's office?
What? What do you mean? These are the same computers I've been pressing for so long. This looks like the same office.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yep, I went through the door on my left. Look at that, Employee of the Year. Yeah,
Yet
my boss
there was not
is
a
here.
single
Yep,
person
yeah,
here
yeah,
either.
yep.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley
I'm just
decided
gonna
to
be in
go
the
up to
closet.
his Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Help!
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here. It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA. Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused. You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it. Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning. Stanley was fat and ugly and really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers. Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical melody of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard.
Oh dear.
Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of.
Don't worry, I got him, don't worry.
Decompose.
All right, I got him.
Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead.
Don't worry, I got him.
He or she has... Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
All right, we're going up the stairs here. Well, this guy has a pretty good bathroom here. Oh, exclusive bathroom. That's pretty cool. All right, we're moving on here. Okay. Oh, it's a room. Oh.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him?
I mean,
what he could not have known was that the
died,
keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
That one? Is that one? No? Okay. What was the button?
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs, Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know.
Okay, I got it.
Yet
Don't worry.
incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons
Oh,
on the
oh
keypad,
dear.
Stanley
Oh,
happened to
something's going
input
on.
the correct code by
Oh,
sheer
dear.
luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Oh, what's down here, eh? Oh. Oh, dear. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Descending deeper into the building,
There's
Stanley
50
realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Alright, let's move on here. Over here.
Stanley
okay.
walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind
moving on.
Control Facility.
Yep. Over here. Oh, pretty dark in here, actually. Oh, dear. Alright, pressing the button here.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television
Oh, dear.
screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to
Oh,
himself.
dear.
Did he have the strength to find out?
Oh, man. So much stuff going on here. Oh. Oh.
Now the monitors jumped to life.
Oh, that guy got
their true
fired?
nature revealed.
Oh,
Each
dear.
bore the number of an employee
that dude
in the
also got
building.
fired.
Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen. And Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Man, this story has a really, really interesting plot right now.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be
Oh,
true.
there's the elevator.
Had Stanley really
Going
been
down.
under someone's control all this time?
Oh,
Was this
dear.
the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
I don't know, I wasn't here for the few games.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His
Oh,
own
dear.
life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible?
I'm looking at the
Had he
ballet
truly
day.
spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Oh, there's a few buttons in
Here
here,
was
eh?
the proof. The heart of the operation.
Oh.
Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in,
Wow.
Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another
Whoa.
human life.
There's a few buttons
For
here, eh?
he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Oh, dear. Oh, no. Oh, no. Only an idiot would press the on button. Oh. 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 Oh, what's happening right now? Oh, dear.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it
Oh,
over?
dear. Oh. Oh.
Yes. He had won. He had
Oh,
defeated
dear.
the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away.
Oh,
And yet,
dear, eh?
even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley
Oh.
reflected on how
Oh, there's a
many
chair.
puzzles still lay
I just sit on
unsolved.
it.
Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's
Oh, my
grasp?
co-workers were down?
What other
I
mysteries
didn't
did
know
this
that was part of the
strange
story.
building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him.
Ah, it's a
For
bigger
it was
sky, eh?
not knowledge or even
Beautiful sky.
power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go.
Oh, I can go
No
downstairs.
longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel.
Got a farmhouse over
Whatever
there.
life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Wow. Man, we don't have grass in Canada. It's mainly snow.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
I'm sure, eh? I'm sure happy, eh? Why is there a Canadian version of me?